Fuck yeah. The one thing I've noticed when it comes to squatting heavy, and when I talk to other people about it, like, you know, sometimes, actually this is really what it is. When you're lifting weights, you get scared, you get nervous, and then you panic. You know, this happens to a lot of clients I train because they're not powerlifting, they're not into powerlifting. But this happens to anybody, you know, novice, even intermediate, I'm sure. It happens to me. And when you panic, you make mistakes, you get out of position, you make the exercise harder, and you develop bad habits. So you kind of have to, you know, you look at Dan Green or look at fucking all these guys like Brandon Lilly, I mean, just anyone who's fucking amazing. Like, they're lifting at their near max when they go to a meet, right? But it looks easy. It looks, because it's perfect, because they are so focused. You can't have a single drop of doubt in your mind. You're just executing the movement. You're executing the movement. You've practiced, basically, these guys that are at the top of their game, they've practiced. You know, there was just a saying, don't practice until you get it right, or I would say, professionals, this is a quote, I'm gonna fucking it up, this talk here. Professionals practice until they can't get it wrong. So amateurs, I said it backwards, amateurs practice until they get it right. So that's what it is. You practice until you can't get it wrong. You get your form and technique solid and down. You get everything just perfect. Down to the breath. I mean, actually the breath is probably one of the more important things. Look at Chris Duffin, one of my favorites for sure. You look at how he lifts, right? So we're gonna find out how this pause looks. I'm gonna amp myself up, take some deep breaths. I'm gonna get crazy a little bit, or whatever I do to sort of like just kind of get more of my body involved. Beltless, no knee wraps, and just get 335 for a single or a double pause. What I was saying is that this is probably more psychological fatigue, psychological limit versus physiological limit, which I guess you can say is really the same thing. But I'm gonna fucking kill it. Gotta love it when you fucking unrack it and it feels so light and you fucking just have it. Man, I mean, just how I feel right now and just what that felt like and how much I knew was on the bar. I mean, it's fucking unbelievable. You know, obviously I'm the only one that fucking will do something like this shit where, you know, I guess probably because I'm not, you know, obviously high level power lifter, but, you know, just imagine if you could just talk to somebody like after they smoke a lift, like in training. Not so much in meet, because meet's different, but I just in training, they're in it, you know, and they're able to just kind of just express everything into words, because a lot of them can't, you know. Brandon Lilly is a good writer. He writes some good shit, so he expresses really well in the words. You know, I think of Dan Green and I think of Garrett Blevins and maybe some other powerlifters out there like Ben Rice, very kind of subdued, kind of low, I don't know what you call it, not introverted, but definitely not like what Eric Lillerbridge looks like. I mean, as far as like mannerism, I don't know if that makes any sense, but that felt fucking great. Fucking crushed it. You know, you never know what could happen. I haven't squatted this amount of weight in a long time. It's 365. But because I'm going to be wearing knee wraps, I should be all right. I'm not going to make them too tight because I'm not that used to them. I haven't lifted them in a while. Some might say it's actually kind of irresponsible or stupid for me to put them on. I haven't used them for such a long time, but you know, I know myself well enough. If I was training someone, I definitely wouldn't do it to me, but only because, you know, I'm training somebody else and there's too much risk. I'm taking the risk on myself. Should be fine though. The extra weight is also going to dig deeper in my back and go down lower between my shoulder blades, and it's going to sink deeper. So I'm gonna be all right, which means, I'm gonna be able to basically get more leverage in a low bar. I got the belt, did 335 pause squats, no belt. So for a single, fucking love this. This is so addicting. Imagine if I fucking did steroids or some shit, you know? This is such a huge rush, because you take steroids, you take fucking, everything you can to like stay recovered, you can fucking do this like every day. It's such a high. On top of it, you get pretty fucking jacked, right? Not promoting steroids, I'm just talking out of my ass, thinking out loud, really. It's that, this is what it feels to be alive when you are dancing between failure. You're dancing with failure. That's what you're doing. You're dancing with failure. This is Seth Godin, one of my favorite business authors, marketing authors. He talks about failure, fear. It's always there. Fear of failure. Failure is always there, and it's having to dance with it that really makes life worth living. Or what makes being an entrepreneur or creating art that's the rush. It's a chance that it will fail. I mean, think about video games for a moment. If you play video games, you're playing, you're having trouble getting past the level, and then you use a cheat code. Sure, it's fun at first because you're invincible or you have unlimited gold or whatever, but it gets boring, right? It becomes really boring, and then it sort of becomes pointless. And that's sort of what it is. It's dealing with that difficulty, dealing with that risk, dealing with that chance of failing. That is the best part of life. It's the best part of lifting. I'm doing it for the rush. So since I sort of know why I do it for me and why I power lift for me and how I do it for me, whether I wear wraps or I wear sleeves or I wear a suit or I wear a belt, it doesn't even matter. It's for me. It's for that rush. It's not to prove anything to anybody. Sure, I want to show people that I am strong, but to who? The powerlifting community? This would be real. Fucking people are ridiculously stronger than me. I'm not competing with those people. I'm competing against myself. And as far as I'm concerned, most people that I know, my main customer and client is generally not stronger than me in this aspect. And it doesn't even really matter because I do this for a different reason. Fuck yeah. Fucking felt hella light. Now I know why people wear, well, I guess I already knew this, but now I know why people wear gear, why they wear powerlifting equipment, because you feel fucking superhuman. Fuck, that was ridiculously easy. Almost went for a third, but I was like, let's not get too cocky. Holy shit, that was fucking amazing. Fuck yeah. Fucking crushed it. That was so fucking easy. Well, based on this, no training for 4 weeks. Well, I'm gonna drop like 18 pounds though, but I should be able to smoke 400. I've only squatted over 400 in a meet once, and that was actually my first meet. That was fucking awesome.